The production of a different state, to be called Pakistan, since it felt its interests would not be spoken to in a Hindu greater part India. Jinnah's endeavors to advance Hindu-Muslim solidarity achieved a peak. After Nehru's report was distributed in 1928, which confronted analysis and certain corrections were proposed, when these were rejected, Jinnah at last chose to part away with Congress. It was 1906 Muslim alliance was established in Dhaka to secure the interests of Muslims. The target of group was to anchor the rights and benefits of the Muslims. It was on these grounds that M.A. Jinnah dismissed the Nehru Report of 1928, which thusly had rejected a different Muslim electorate in any case for expanded portrayal. In 1940 it had passed a goals going for autonomy from both British principle and furthermore Hindu lion's share predominance of India. It viewed the Muslims of India as not a minority, but rather in truth a country inside a country. After 1940 the class adhered to its interest of a different state all through the transactions under the August Offer, Cripps Proposition, Shimla Meeting and Bureau Mission Plan. Muslim alliance under Jinnah's initiative prevailing with regards to getting its terms acknowledged and Pakistan was framed. Interest for a different state for the Indian Muslims was first proposed by Sir Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, the artist-logician. In his presidential location at yearly session of All India Muslim Alliance in 1930, at Allahabad, a city in the heart place where there is Hindu India. The interest for isolated state for Muslims was additionally solidified based on two-country hypothesis which was expounded into a political principle by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Jinnah proclaimed that Hindus and Muslims were two countries by any definition or trial of country. Pakistan was guaranteed as country for Indian Muslims on the foremost of the privilege of self-assurance. Yet, separate Muslim state was absolutely detestable and hostile to the Congress chiefs, for whom solidarity of India was article of confidence. Subsequently started the sharpness, fight between the two networks. For Muslims it was battle for survival, for the Hindu it was to stay away from vivisection of homeland. At the point when British government chose to concede self-principle to India in 1946. The two networks were occupied with an unpleasant battle including savagery and common mobs on a huge scale. The All India Congress Party was fervently restricted to segment, to such an extent that Mahatma Gandhi had promised that partition could be achieved just on his dead body. Mahatma Gandhi joined the Indian political action in 1920, and changed over the Congress into a mass development. The non-participation development, the common defiance development and quiet India development propelled by him got dynamic help of individuals on extensive scale. The British found in Lord Mountbatten and his family, the possibility to impact the Congress through P.T. Nehru to acknowledge parcel. Both Lord Mountbatten and Lady Mountbatten worked day and night, and eventually they prevailing with regards to alluring Nehru to their plan. The two noteworthy networks in the Indian sub-landmass had lived calmly for quite a long time preceding the entry of British, and any political issue could have been settled through arrangement and execution of the constitution and an autonomous and solid judiciary, which could secure the privileges of Muslims, Hindus and different networks. The separation and principle strategy showed itself as the two-country hypothesis, which is expressed and upheld that Muslims and Hindus required two separate sovereign country. The two-country hypothesis would not have been permitted to proliferate, if British rulers were not supporting it in the background. On 3 June Lord Mountbatten reported the arrangement of parcel, which was acknowledged by Muslim class, the Congress and the Sikhs. Based on Mountbatten plan, the Indian Freedom Bill was presented in the British Parliament on 4 July 1947. The bill was passed into law on the 18th of July. The Indian Freedom Act accommodated the foundation of the territories of India and Pakistan. The British government stripped itself of all specialists over the domains with impact from the 15th of August 1947. Post-independence era after 1947. The present of a general public is dependably a result of its past, which thus sets out the horoscope of its future. Parcel has likewise been the consequence of a few powers, social, monetary, political and religious at work in the life of the Indian individuals. The Hindus, the Muslims, the Christians and others. The British and their usual way of doing things, the gap and principle strategy brought forth it for development. Segment has been an age-making occasion in Indian history. It denotes the walk of country from servitude to self-standard, however through the pool of blood of their brethren, and tragically by their own swords. In any case, the 15th of August displayed two angles. It was the day of the most exceedingly awful mutual irate at any point enrolled in mankind's history. In the meantime, it was the day of autonomy of India. The British guideline reached an end. The Indian Independence Act, 1947 come as a reward and discipline to its offsprings. The investigation of communication among India and Pakistan is overwhelmed by various factors, for example, clashes, emergencies and collaboration. Since the segment the two India and Pakistan have been taking a gander at one another with doubt and dread. The formation of Pakistan gave Hindu-Muslim competition an extraordinary level of authenticity. Unpleasantness, shared mobs, evacuee property, movement evacuees, conveyance of benefit, thus numerous other consuming issues caused by the scramble with which parcel occurred, added to effectively existing bitterness. After segment, Indian and Pakistan have never settled to conduction of convenience and harmony, as Pakistani reporter composed as of late, India and Pakistan are two men who have hitched each other's sisters. On the off chance that one maltreats his significant other, he ought to make sufficiently certain that his sister will confront a similar treatment and issue in her husband's house. Notwithstanding all the best of the pioneers of the two sides since the parcel of the nation, the threatening